Hi, welcome to Whitey Guy Show. I'm Whitey, and today I'm going to do a review of the film Angels in the Outfield. It came out way back, like 94, 95-ish. Um, and the only reason that I went to go see this film is I was perusing the IMDb on Neil McDonough, who I'm a big fan of, and I was like, oh, he's in Angels in the Outfield. And then Dermot Mulroney is in this, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and the guy who was in The Pianist, who names in Thin Red Line among things, Adrian Brody. He was in Predators, and of course when they're and Matthew McConaughey is another one. So you had Neil McDonough, Adrian Brody, Matthew McConaughey. Who's the other guy I said? Oh no, a bunch of actors that went on to do big things. This is one of their first roles, or a lesser known role, I suppose. But I was interested to see, watch a very young Neil McDonough, like pre Band of Brothers. And man, is he baby faced in this by comparison to, all of them were. But so the premises here is that Joseph Gordon Levitt and another guy who, I'm going to pull this up, he went on to do a whole slew of stuff. Joseph Gordon Levitt plays a little kid who's, call it 10 or 11, maybe 12, something like that, named Roger. And Angels in, I'm going to find this guy's name. Outfield. So there's Roger, played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and then his friend Milton Davis Jr. plays JP, and he's gone on to do a bunch of work. Also, Tony Danza's in this film. But there's Roger and JP, and Roger's called 12 years old. JP's like 8 or 9. And then there's a Hispanic kid, I forget his name, and there are 3 kids who live in kind of like not an orphanage, but like they're orphans in an orphan home with a foster parent, and played from some Scottish looking lady. She looks Scottish as hell. But Dermot Mulroney plays Roger's dad, and at some point you find out that in dialogue his mom has passed away, and his dad, who's not a horrible guy, I don't think is the point, so much as he's just not fit to be a dad. He's just not in the right place for it. And so Roger, played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, he got put into this foster home, and then his dad is signing paperwork through the courts to basically release custody of Roger to stay in that home. Roger desperately wants to be with his dad. They do this cute thing where Roger and his dad have the same haircut going on. But his dad, who's a young guy who's just kind of like a loser, kind of, I'd call him, let's call him down on his luck. He's a down on his luck guy, not necessarily a horrible person. But he's heading north on his Harley motorcycle, which is the only thing he has to his name because he had to trade in the truck. And this leaves Roger in the foster home. As he's about to pull away, Roger says, "When will we be a family again?" And then they live like 3-4 blocks away from the Anaheim Angels baseball stadium. And Dermot Mulroney goes, as he's putting on his shades, he goes, "From where I'm standing, when the Angels win the pennant, vroom, vroom," and drives off. Little Roger takes him at his word, meaning when the Angels actually win the pennant, they'll be a family again, not the expression. So in steps Danny Glover as, I forget that he's the manager of the Angels, and 25 goofball characters who can't win a game to save their lives. And actually, it's kind of, they keep losing close games. But then you got the owner, you got the PR guy, you got the 2 dudes who do the radio, all part of the organization, and then the baseball players and these 2 kids. And so in steps Emmett Brown, frickin' frack, what's his actual name? Christopher Lloyd, who's an angel. And so Joseph Gordon-Levitt starts seeing angels. And at one point, like Matthew McConaughey's running to chase down a ball, and he jumps there, and an angel grabs him and carries him to catch the ball. And I'm watching this at 10 or 12 years old. That probably been awesome. Here, I'm just like, oh no, oh no. It's another baseball movie, only it's just angels this time. It's like the same. The crappy team can't win a game. This thing, whatever that is, and then they go on to win the pennant. Like all the rest of them. Other times it's a puppy dog that brings the team together. Other times it's oh my god, we're doing this. So you've got Neil McDonough, who's the goofball pitcher. I forget what Adrian Brody's role on the team is. He ends up batting at some point. And then Tony Danza plays the old burnout guy, and there's some backstory about he ended up on the team. He's washed up, and he's brokenhearted because his playing days are over and all this stuff. And then the Angels start helping the team win. And Christopher Lloyd talks to the kid, but Roger, played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, but nobody else sees him. Nobody else sees the Angels, and only Roger talks to the guy. And then Roger, it's actually JP. There's a raffle that you get a picture taken with the team manager, and JP wins it, but then he doesn't want it because he's shy, so he hands it to Roger. So Roger is getting his picture taken after the game. They just won with the assistance of the Angels, and then Danny Glover doesn't want anything to do with this. And then, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's, well, you won because of the Angels. And Danny Glover's like, yeah, okay, you cray. Then the Joseph Gordon-Levitt parting words says, well, ask the two guys, Matthew McConaughey and the poorly catcher guy. And then Danny Glover does, and they say, yeah, it was crazy. Suddenly I had this additional power, and I was floating through the air. So Danny Glover goes to Roger's house, and the whole thing angels. So Danny Glover is like, does this kid just got telekinesis or pure luck? And so when he brings him and JP to the game as good luck, thinking, oh, we got whatever, for whatever reason, these two kids, we won a game. I'm going to keep them around for luck. Then they develop signals. If I do this, I sin. So when Joseph Gordon-Levitt sees an angel standing next to a player, he sends a signal to Danny Glover to put that player in the game, and then the Angels help that player win. And then humana, and they win the pennant. And then Danny Glover adopts the two kids. If I were 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, I probably would have loved this movie. I'm sure there's a lot of people my age who saw it when they were that age, and they loved it. There's the fat guy falls down at one point, and it's funny. And then the PR guy who's sitting with the kids and has to like babysit them sits in the potato chips and the sauce, and it's got his on his butt, and all the little goofball happinesses. And I'm just too old and cranky for that shit. But it was interesting to see a young, before they were famous, Adrian Brody, Matthew McConaughey, Neil McDonough. Who's the other guy? Dermot Mulroney. Even though he had already done Young Guns, but he had played this kind of leather jacket wearing with a cigarette, and he's a good-looking kid. So it was good to see Tony Danza getting work, I guess. Danny Glover, I mean, So I enjoyed watching some of the actors before they were famous, and some of the more established actors getting work, but it's painful. So I kind of wish I had seen it at 7, 8, 9 years old, because I would have enjoyed it, from what I could tell. But a guy who's going to be 40 years old in like 2 months, and just under 2 months, I could give a shit. It just wasn't for me. So, anyway, Angels in the Outfield. If you haven't seen this film and you're my age, maybe some nostalgia. Maybe you liked seeing some of the young actors when they were younger, but not for you. If you got kids, your kids might enjoy this. So that's Angels in the Outfield. Check it out or don't. Thank you for watching. If you're still here, why do I guys show? Like, subscribe, all that stuff. And I'm coming up on 200 subs, which is not good, but it's a milestone. So if you give me a sub, I'd appreciate you for it. And I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.